Hey everyone, Miacidae here, welcome back to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. So, we're finally here at Kiava Gamma. We have a few quests to do here, mainly the main quest, and we also have to bring Heinrix along with us for one of the companion quests. So I figured we would just jump straight into it. Last time we kind of did all the stuff leading up to it, including like a tech attack on our ship, so we should be able to just go and land, and then we probably have a bunch of story stuff that will happen before we get into the meat of Kiava Gamma. So let's get to it. So let's do our scan here. It's probably only going to be one landing point, I'm assuming. So Manufacturum of Kiava Gamma. So we need to bring Heinrix, like I said. I'm going to be bringing Abelard because he's our tank. Heinrix is a really good tank as well. However, he is not as much of a taunting tank and a position holder as much of a just get in the face of one big thing to me. So Abelard can do a lot of smaller enemies. Argenta is our big damage dealer. Cassia can do a lot of buffs on us, and Pascal can do a lot of debuffing and just area of effect attacks. Let's go. Do like the background of that. One badass looking wheel. Wouldn't want to get caught in the gears of that thing. So all we know is Kiava Gamma has fallen from the ship that we kind of found beforehand. So it's going to be interesting to see what's all here. A Flame and Dark. Find out what's happening on the industrial world. Heinrich. No solemn ceremony, no personal meeting with the Magi. I fear we are too late and we won't be dealing with clandestine heretics after all. Binaric areas of alarm stream out from Pascal's Vox synthesizer. In their neuric broken rhythm, you sense a call to arms and warning of danger. Remind me, what's your mission here? I assumed I would conduct an investigation and track down traces of the Cult of the Final Dawn. I believe I can discard that plan now. Both the incident with the scrap code and the manner of which we were forced to land on Kiava Gamma indicate that the solution has taken a turn for the worse. Nevertheless, I must use this opportunity to try and determine what the cult was doing on an industrial world. Reminder that this is like the Von Valencius world that like everything is brought to manufacture things, I believe it is. Mining or just refining things, yeah. And what specifically interested them on a planet full of sacred machines and servants of the Messiah. First, we must find someone who can tell us what's going on here. That is, if anyone is left here to speak to. Any suggestions on who to speak to? Or how to proceed? To start, let's look around and find out why their arrival of the Rogue Trader did not elicit any of the usual fuss. To speak plainly, I would not count on a warm welcome at this rate. Better keep your weapon at the ready. Well, let's go. We're not going to learn anything by standing around. That's a good point, though. Like, this is the first world, especially on a world I technically own, that we haven't been greeted by a welcoming party. That was just a bunch of cargo. So, like, a world I own. Why has no one come to greet me? A bunch of corrupted servitors. This can't end well, can it? Hi! The servitors before you appear as if they are performing some elaborate and confusing dance. Striking strange poses, they rock back and forth with their arms bent at peculiar angles. Upon your approach, one of the servitors jerks and tries to turn in your direction. The rest immediately repeat the motion. The strange scene is complemented by a grating sound. The dull clicks just at the edge of your hearing coming from an unknown source. Observe the one closest to me. Based on a cursory inspection, you conclude that the servitors were designed for precision work on an assembly line, possibly circuit production. The number of high-quality, expensive occupants in their bodies greatly exceeds basic standards. Servitor hands moves, it's slowly reaching towards me. Agility and avoid its touch. So it tried to stab me, it looks like. Gently and swiftly, you step away from the servitor. It stretches out its hand as if blindly trying to touch you in the space that you already have left, and then stands still once more. It seems this brain is incapable of quickly processing changes in its surroundings. Let's find the source of the clicks. Soon enough, you locate the source of the clicking. On the back of one of the servitors, a tumor oozing with murky ichor is growing straight through the augments. The relay's coating of inflamed tissues are blocked, hence the reasoning for the persistent clicking. That's making the clicking, really? A mutation in a servitor? Tech priests typically reject the use of flawed soft tissue for their constructs. Perhaps something has caused this aggressive growth, and quite recently. Hello? Can you hear me? The closest servitor twitches, and the others follow suit. It is clear that the entire group is connected by a single machine spirit, and something is causing it to stop working. One of the servitors must have a fault in its cognitor or some other augment. That fault had then ended up affecting the entire group. Well, I don't have the Medicaid for this, but I do have the tech use. So find the malfunctioning augment and disable it. You carefully examine the servitor until you eventually spot the cover on its chest. After unscrewing and removing the plate, you discover the wires for the failed augmetic parts and cut them. As if on cue, the servitors stop moving, lowering their arms, and turn to you. Crew 24, second lane of the manufacturing, commencing work. State your request. The servitor addressing you is looking past you, and the voice is coming from the vox built into its throat. Follow default programming. And it looks like they're going to go commencing standard procedure, and I guess they'll go and are they following me? What's over here? They're following me. Before you is an ancient but wholly typical console, intended for people not trained in the mysteries of ministering to machine spirits. The cognitor is completely silent, but as you approach, you sense warmth emanating from the metallic casing. Telltale sign that machine is working. Okay, so view the log. You discover local data crypt with intensive collected by either previous operators or the machine spirit itself. Using your access, you study the archives stored on the cognitor. Vast data repositories contain millions of strings of related to raw materials for processing, shipping, processed metals, schedules for sacred rituals to perform over machines coming off production line. Last manufactured once operated like a gargantuan, well-oiled mechanism. Last record is from 2 months ago. That's when things went to hell. How about this one? View the log. This one's different. Discover local data crypt contents collected by either previous... Yeah, this is the same. View the third data log, which is hidden by the protection of the machine spirit. Your knowledge of machine spirits is sufficient to trick the system and subdue it to your will. A false query, a crafty manipulation of the controls, and you get what you want. The instrumental terminals have already been replaced. Materials delivery systems are being prepared for divine transformation. The execution of new procedure has been delayed, for there are some in our rank who doubt the words of the fabricator, censor, and his votaries. There are some who are not susceptible to enhancement protocol that carry our tech comrades to enlightenment. May the deliveries of fate be merciful to them. Inaction is death, and I must be returning to our great work. Praise be to the truth that will reveal the path to knowledge shrouded in darkness. Okay, that's something. Not sure what, but that's something. So I'm wondering if these servitors are going to help me in combat once we get there. Speaking of combat, before we get there, let's level up, because this is going to be handy. So Bounty Hunter level up. This is just going to upgrade Wild Hunt for me. So let's get upgrade 2 here. I don't necessarily care about the +3 MP from it, but it restores 3 charges of Hunt Down the Prey. So that if I use this, I sent... Ooh. Yeah, this would give me extra shots of Hunt Down the Prey. That way I can stack more critical hit and critical damage, depending upon what I want. Heinrich, he is the Executioner. That is huge for them. So I'm probably gonna take one here. So after they use Carnival of Misery, for any target that has suffered and will suffer damage from the execution of this combat both prior to and after the ability is used, their armor does not reduce damage from damage over time effects. He does a lot of poison damage, and because of his executioner stuff, does burning damage as well. So that would be really big for him. Yeah. Let's take that, and then next time I take the plus 100% damage from all damage over time of stuff. Ablord. Unyielding Guard. What does that even do again? Attempts to attack each enemy that the Vanguard or their allies in a 3-cell radius around the Vanguard. To make this counterattack, until the next turn the Vanguard cannot die. Until the next turn the Vanguard cannot die. That's... I don't care what the rest are. This is the biggest thing ever for a tank. And then on top of that, until the start of their next turn, all incoming damage suffered by the Vanguard is reduced by 7. I don't care what the rest of these are. Upgrade 1. Argenta. Steady Superiority. I think I have to take this because of how good her warrior heroic action is. So the Arc Militant can now use their heroic act from both archetypes in a single battle, in a single combat. They can just only use 1 per round. Yeah, that's a little overpowered for Argenta there. RG, she went from the character that I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with to the character that literally carries the entire battle on her back. Oh, all of these are so good for Cassia. Allies in the selected area gain 20% dodge, parry, armor. Allies in the selected area have weapon skill and ballistic skill increased by 20. Allies in selected area gain dodge reduction and armor penetration plus 20%. Oh, all of these for take and hold are so good. Not that I use any of them. However, for how I would use this, let's take the dodge reduction and armor reduction for now, and then probably the dodge, parry, and armor, because I see myself using this on, like, when I use the kill zone. And then, therefore, yeah. Okay. Because I'd put this on the front line, then I'd put it on the kill zone, then I'd use the take and hold. And then finally Pascal with Mr. Eagle. Mr. America. When the familiar becomes the target of an enemy attack, the Overseer has their damage increased by 2%. I mean, that could be good. The Overseer uses Overcharge. Familiar gains plus 30 to its key characteristic for only 1 round. Next round, the bonus... it comes plus 10 until end of combat. So, I mean, it's not as good. It's just 30 for 1 round. Usually these overcharge things, you get a penalty afterwards, so it's good to see it's not the penalty. When the Overseer uses their archetype ability, whenever the Overseer uses their archetype ability, the Overseer and the Familiar gain 1 deflection for 1 round and it stacks. Oh wait, I'm reading these wrong. So whenever the Familiar becomes the attack of an enemy's attack. So if I used Obstruct Vision, that makes the Eagle become the object of an enemy's attack, and therefore the Overseer gets the thing, and therefore the Overseer gets plus 2% damage. So I think I'm going to take these first 2 with Pascal. I took 1 for the plus damage there, but... okay. So let's keep going. And just see if these guys follow me into combat somewhere.
It's swathed in blue-grey smoke, Master Van Calox. A heavy colour for heavy thoughts, I presume?
You are a dangerous person, Lady Orcelia. Well, all navigators are, but your abilities place you in a special category.
Yeah, she is. Massive cogwheel constantly drives the colossal gear system, which is lost in the haze. Yeah, okay. Hey, you guys gonna follow me over here? Yes, you are. Why is there an athletics up there? Let's take the goods over here first. 16 universal laws. The mysteries, a tome containing revelations of the Omnissiah, recorded in a special binaric dialect. Only a member of the tech cult with a key to the cipher may partake in the wisdom of the machine god. Might be helpful later. Hey, Abelard, get me up here. Why is that? Oh, is that an athletics to get down? That might be an athletics to get down. Okay.
I tread a path unexplored.
So let's keep going this way for now then. Hey, there's a tech priesty. Hi, how you doing? The lumps protruding under the tech priest's bedraggled red robe hint at the mechanisms implanted in his body. You see his haggard and sickly face under his archaic respirator augment. Identification. A click, a clank, a barely audible hiss, and then only the tech priest Vox finally finishes the word. Request denied. Pascal turns to you, his visor gleaming crimson, registering anomalous behavior within this servant's organics. Registering anomalous behavior within this servant's organics and an invalid noosphere response. This unit is compromised. We got the awareness. Examine the tech priest. You carefully study the red-clad figure. A black border of necrosis spreads around his implants. For some reason, the body is rejecting the true flesh. A moment later, you recognize the dominant smell in the bouquet of scents permeating in the air around him. The stench of rotten meat. Who are you? Magos, Custos of the Machine Sanctum, Tier 2 Identification. Where's the fabrication center? I will only speak to the person in charge of the manufacture. Denied. Irregularity demands execution of Protocol 3942 in accordance with the fabrication center decree. Fine, stick with protocols. He nods and gestures for you to come closer. That's not good. He's gonna take me to that computer. Or send me up. Elevator? Okay. Hey, they're gonna follow me. Hey guys, come on. Come on. Who are good servitors? Good servitors. It's kind of funny that even on the cutscene they're following me. Who are good boys? Oh, that's a lot of chaos. That's a lot of chaos. Ow. That would have offed a normal person. So, start the battle so we can figure out corrupted Magos. Thankfully, none of them got hurt. Votile Servitor, Magos Heretic, and some Votile Servitors. Okay. Cassia.
Emperor, give me strength.
We're gonna set up the front line over here.
Is this a job for the serfs?
Then voice command Abelard.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Just give him the stats. Actually, Air of Authority on the main character here. Actually, I don't think that's going to work the way I want it now. I goofed that one. Killzone Stratagem up here. And we'll just give the extra
Not a servitor.
actions to the main character here. 95 HP. Wartales servitors. So these are all rank 3 and 4, so that's perfect for me. So let's do some bounty stuff here. How do I want to set this up? So there's only 6 enemies, but they all have a lot of health. I do 22 damage, 16, 6. So they have a lot of armor, it looks like. Yeah, 40% with the high dodge. So... let's analyze one of the servitors down there. So I do more damage to him.
No guidance.
Then we'll do a piercing shot, we'll do a surefire plan, and then we'll just do a pop onto him.
Ruin beckon. Accept my offering.
Crit for 79. Nice. Alright, Cassia. Let's do... trying to figure out where to set everything up. Let's put a front line like right here, because I'm pretty sure this will be some cover. And put a back line right there.
To being ordered around.
Oh, he went at Cassia there. Oh, yikes. Hey, servitor. Help me, please. Servitor. Hey, buddy. What doing? Urgy. So first, we're gonna Furious Recital up her damage. Just gonna run through all this fire. Oh, there was a trap right there. Lovely. We're gonna get into confident approach for the crits. Concentrated fire for the extra damage.
That is not the Emperor's will.
And see just how many of these hit him.
Doubt is for the weak. Why I was chosen.
And then we can run and gun. Get into the cover right here. Pop the Magos. Get a little versatility there. And we're good. Yikes.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Oh, they went kaboom. So Cassie is out of the picture because of the explosion there. Because they're all there, that blocks off my line of sight. So we're gonna go here instead.
This is not the end.
Ooh. can't let these servitors get much closer. So let's mark down this one as prey.
Step closer.
Analyze it for the damage.
Triumph.
Piercing shot. Surefire plan.
No guidance.
Pop one.
Delight my masters with your demise.
Got 2 left. Let's cover efficiency. That's hit chance. You're actually not affected by... That was silly of me. He's not prey, is he?
I will not stoop.
Oh, he is prey. Okay. I suppose just give cover efficiency for now. Surefire planet again.
I reject the very idea.
Claim bounty, even though I know this isn't going to take him out.
The flesh shatter the spirit.
Okay, Abelard. Charge this one. Defensive stance. I'm gonna yell very loudly. Endure. Brace for impact, and then I doubt Strike's gonna help me out at all here, but that's what we'll do. Okay. So, Pascal, I want you to take out the other Magos here. You and Heinrich. So gonna analyze them first of all. Let's do a blinding strike on him. There's about half of his health. Obstruct vision. Good dodge there, friendo. Then we can do a strafe. I'm not sure we can hit anything else here, but we can sure as hell try. Yeah, if we go through these 2 tiles, we hit the Magos and the Servitor. Oh, somehow, even though he's flying I'm not sure that's magma, but whatever this hot stuff is. Probably like molten iron or whatever hurt him. Oh, is this 2 AP for the shot? Shoot. I was thinking that I would be able to shoot yet. Well then, joint analysis. Okay, Heinrich. Let's see here. He has a weird ability, if I recall correctly, where if he hits with a melee attack, all attacks, including psychic powers, just deal toxic damage. It's not even just melee attacks. Okay. So if I hit with his pistol, I would do bio damage to the Magos. He's bleeding for 14. So let's do debility. No, because I want to get in cover as well. So let's do Invigorate on Cassia because of that
I won't
bleed.
object to it.
Then can do Merciless Verdict. So when I hit something with my next range attack, it's a little more detrimental.
Abilities to use.
Speaking of, we are going to hit the Magos, or at least try. He's already suffering from a damage over time effect. So if I use Where It Hurts, for each effect it must make a relevant resistance test to remove it with a penalty equal to Medicaid. If failed, suffers 3 instances of the damage. Okay. I think he passed. Yikes. And we'll Iron Arm him. And Word of the Emperor.
Let's see to it.
And Reckless Abandon to get temporary wounds so I can do melee damage easier.
Focus. Colors. Focus.
So now, let's give extra actions to the main character.
If only that were possible. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Marking him as a bounty. So that when I do piercing shot,
Guidance.
I auto-crit him.
I will delight my masters
Aww.
with your demise.
And everyone's gonna go and then I go. Okay. Then I suppose I could just strike him. No, that won't work. What happens if I just Lidless? If I hit him with a Lidless, I hit a lot of other people with Lidless, so that wouldn't be good. So, Glimpse of Fate, maybe we dodge some stuff here. Kill zone up there. Air of Authority to up resolve.
Not a servitor.
Cassia. Poor girl.
I think that's the first time I've had Cassia fall in a long time. Go, my servitors, go! Bonk them. Bonk them. Good.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
That was a good explosion on me. Good thing I had those hit points. Where is Abelard? He's in the middle of squares right now. That's weird. Well,
Satisfying demise.
I think all the servitors went away. Okay, we can take out Magos.
Death shall reign.
I got my extra shot, and now I can do like everything on this guy. So we're going to
Will triumph.
analyze enemy. He has some armor here. He has a lot of armor. Shock damage increased. Well, then we'll just use Exposed Weakness to get rid of some of that armor.
Beckons.
I'm gonna mark him as prey in case he isn't. I'm gonna do a... Can I hit him pretty easily? No. But what I can do is, piercing shot, precise attack, surefire plan,
Closer.
Deadeye. Really, with all that, I still only have a 38% chance to hit. Oh, I'll Deadeye it then, just for the extra damage.
It's me.
Really? There's only one prey in combat, so I'm gonna do dismantling attack on him, hoping to reduce like his dodge and all that jazz. And then that's basically what the main character can do. However, that being said,
Seen worse battles than this in my time. At your
Ablard can now charge. Defensive stance, taunt,
At your beck and call.
endure as a just in case, and we'll bonk him. Pascal, stay in place, please. Not sure Hendrix is gonna do much, but anyone have an injury? No, those are just that stuff. Okay, well, can't shoot him with the pistol.
I won't object to it.
How about now?
Glory. I won't object.
30% chance, and we miss. Lovely. I kind of fell for that trap of theirs. Good old bonk from Ablard, and that's that. Hi guys, how you doing? You okay? Yeah, let's go over here. No one gets hurt. Oh, Ablard has a fresh injury, so this is what I wanted to test.
I've yet to see someone remain so after an interrogation. But of course, Lord Captain.
Yeah, I can even skirt around getting medkits by doing that. That's kind of cool. Okay, get loot. This guy had just an Omnissiah axe, so that's what Pascal came with. Crack grenade, which he thankfully never used. This thing way down on the side there. Some goods right here. Cargo. This guy just had a... Well, it's a better last pistol. Not sure it's a last pistol I'll use. I don't have the normal last pistol in my inventory here. But it's one of those weird pattern ones. I need to get over there for the lower warp.
Fate beckons.
I want to see something here. Maybe not do it with these guys. Hey, Hendrix.
Innocence proves nothing.
You're my scapegoat here. Can you use the... We cannot use that. Okay. I want to see if I could go back down.
Tread carefully, rogue trader.
It does look
Scorn
like
the pain.
we can get over there, though. Eventually. And use the athletics to go down. We will want to avoid this.
Vengeance will
What
be
advice do you seek?
Hey guys, please get the hell out of there.
Your efforts amuse me.
Okay, and now we can just get rid of fresh injuries with this.
more trouble than it's worth. I won't object to it. Naturally.
Okay. So, who has the demolition? There we go.
Never doubt me.
Embrace.
Can we go?
true
Oh.
power.
No. I was gonna say, can we go around on this stupid thing, but no. Dark patches can be seen on the floor. They are smudged as though someone walked through them. On the way to the footbridge. Lux Mechanic. Hi, bud.
I've seen a lot of innocent people. I've yet to see someone remain so after an interrogation.
Small, heavily augmented man in a filthy tattered robe stands before you. As you approach, he hesitantly looks up to you, his eyes filled with horror. Portable inscriber with keyboard hangs from straps at his front, and you can see his detached cerebral cognitor peeking out from under his hood. You have nothing to fear from us if you're not with chaos there, buddy. Deus Mechanicus. The tech priest decides to take a better look at you, after which he lets out a ragged breath and manages to subdue his shaking. He heard my prayers. I thought I was alone in a kingdom of madness and depravity. Please save me. Tell us who you are and what happened to you. I am Manufacturum Lex Mechanicus Zeta 86. I perform the rituals from the machine spirits of Foundry 95, up until we started going mad. Priests devoted to the Omnissiah suddenly started praising the dawn of something or the other. They stopped the belt, and then they desecrated the vestiges of the machine spirits with unholy symbols. Some of them resisted, others grabbed them and tied them up, and then they turned their implements to heresy. I saw madmen, my former tech comrades, deliberately connect those poor souls to corrupted cognitors. I watched as they were infected with the scrap code, and did nothing to stop them. I am recording a violation of the commandment of thine own forge. Be a true sentinel. Apostate Zeta 86, your accesses are hereby revoked. Proceeding with your report. Pascal, man. The icy rumble coming from Pascal's vox causes the Lex Mechanic to lower his head in fear in contrition. So how did you avoid the same fate? I didn't avoid it. They performed the same procedure on me. I felt the touch of the unholy code. I allowed it to control me. I abandoned my secret post and followed one of the traitors, serving his will and gathering all the data for his blasphemous experiments. I was driven by an unholy impulse coming from the depths of the auxiliary cognitor, where the code had lodged itself. Before I found a way to throw off the compulsion, I witnessed horrifying heresy, the extraction of the true flesh, the decomposition on the altars, perverse procedures that resulted in heretical abominations. I even accompanied the fallen Magos on the fabricator sensor himself and attended the unholy mass he led personally. It was a wicked ritual, full of willful deviations and blatant inaccuracies, all to create the ungodly monster in the name of the final dawn. You mentioned a monster. Is that a weapon? No, not these constructs that are melted down in the furnaces and sent to their depths with the manufacturum. It was some kind of semblance of a cognitor, a nightmarish parody of a sacred machine, powered by not the Omnissiah's grace, but by the unholy spirit and the life force of the unfortunates imprisoned on the lower levels. I don't know much except for the fabricator sensor saw that the machine as special. It was special to him and the crazies who defiled the Omnissiah's abode with their obscene blasphemy. Oh, that's lovely. Wonder what that's gonna be like. For the final ritual, he even called upon one of the Astartes heretics who had arrived on the manufacturum after the start of the uprisings. He did something terrible, and only after that they were able to switch the machine on. It's a true abomination. Even standing near it is unbearable. I believe that even those who have been depraved of the Omnissiah's grace still feel its influence on them. It's a monstrous power utilized for the unholy compulations and chaotic calculations. Whatever the cognator might spew out in the end in its cycle, no righteous soul should accept the heinous offering. So you mentioned people imprisoned on the lower levels. The lay servants of the main units, they live isolated segments under sacred machine halls. I heard they were locked in there after the takeover. Then my crazed brethren changed the system for disposing of slag waste and covered the machine spirits in cursed symbols. After they stated the cognitor, they dragged the survivors in the segments under the machine halls, what the survivors had turned into. You demonstrate exceptional powers of observation and recall for someone who just happened to survive. I'm a Lex mechanic. Gathering data is my purpose of my existence. That's even what they used me for. They used me against my will. The scrap code turns everyone into their slave. Before I rid myself of the cognitor, I was forced to serve alongside those who perpetrated those atrocities and witnessed their obscenities. I was about to say, you don't act like the other priests who were infected with corruption. Praise the gifts of the Omnissiah, I managed to disconnect my external cognitor, which I used for primary data processing. The machine is corrupted, the scrap code is locked inside it. It's like a beast in a cage, but anyone who tries to look inside will fall victim to the heretical program. My primitive brain has been marked by corruption. I still see their silhouettes, I hear their interference, I sense malfunctions in my augments, but I was saved from the great sacrifice. Oh, blessed are the workings of the Omnissiah and his benediction that shelters from the weak from evil. Hendrix tenses ever so slightly at Lex Mechanic's words. You see his hand, casually straight to the handle of his weapon. The interrogator is in no hurry to act. So Hendrix, what do you make of it? Servants of the Omnissiah, I must know more about the Final Dawn, this fabricator sensor, about his mass, about the machine as well. I could give you coordinates, but even though I was present for many blasphemies committed by the heretics, all the details were captured and processed by my true flesh are in the augment that was corrupted by the scrap code. I'm convinced that if I hadn't fought off that foreign compulsion in time, I would have been doomed. The corruption would have been spread to my biological cognitor as well. The Lex mechanic taps a finger on the device hanging from his ear on several wires. I swear that no devout tech priest should come in contact with what's hidden in that once sacred device. Hendrix's expression shifts once he stares intently at the disconnected implant and the still intact cognitors protruding from what's under his collar. The corner of his mouth twitches involuntarily. Abelard notices the look, and once he does, he sighs heavily and looks away. Can it be disconnected and reconnected to another machine? Even in the very idea of exposing a holy machine to the scrap code wasn't profane in itself. My augments are not universally compatible. They cannot be connected to another machine spirit. They were created to interact with the system of my true flesh. So, him. To innervate my compulsor unit and output data via the inscriber. Once I am safe, I swear that I will immediately perform a cleansing rite and destroy. In other words, there's only one way to extract the data stored in the cognitor. Heinrichs, no, don't do this to the man. His voice turns dry. The Lex mechanic could have been privy to conversations that are vital to investigating the cult. We need the contents. Man, Heinrichs, really? The Lex mechanic, who has been listening to your discussion in puzzlement, finally understands what's going to happen to him, and he begins to back away in fear. No, anything but that. I'll die. No, it'll be worse than that. I'll succumb to the corruption. I'm begging you, please. I'd rather be burned as a heretic than have the scrap code in my biologic cognitor. At these words, Heinrichs pauses for a fraction of a second, almost as if he is reconsidering. In failing to offer any resistance against the enemies of the Omnissiah, Unit Zeta 86 lost grace of his machine rank and was recastrated as a resource of the manufacturer. The defilement and torment of said resource if committed to advance the struggle against heresy, will not be deemed as apostasy or malefiction against a living soul. On exemplary of the unit's utility, disposal is recommended. Oh, I'm actually kind of in agreement here. The cult leaders would never discuss anything of importance in front of him. However, they might, and we kind of know who they are already. The only things of value we might learn are the layout of the place and who people actually are. Yeah, Heinrichs, no. We need to know where the Cognitor is, even if the heretics' conversations are unimportant. I must know why the machines was so valuable to them. I'll tell you, the Lux Mechanicus rummages in his ragged cloth until he procures a scrap of parchment. A different augment is responsible for my muscle memory. It has data storage too. I remember where I walked and what I pressed with my fingers. Here are the coordinates in the code. It's probably the code to the bay. He scratches out numbers with his fingernail and passes the parchment to Heinrichs. Heinrichs' eyes bore into the smaller man's. At last, having received some conclusion, he turns to you. He is the subject of your world. It is for you to decide his fate. He will be taken to my ship after cleansing rites. A place will be found for him there. Kiava Gamma is screwed right now. I'm not leaving anyone with a semblance of being alright here. The Lux Mechanic is given a shuttle coordinates and hurries away. Heinrichs watches him go, and then looks at you. Excessive kindness gets good people into trouble. Let's hope that the corruption only affects the disconnected augment and not his soul. Come on, we need to find this Cognitor. Well, you wanted to off him. And I think excessive, wanting to off people is bad. We got an 86 tech use, so I'll just take that.
The machine god grants me insight.
Oh, another plasma pistol. This one's pretty good, too. Procyon B plasma pistol. This one has some weird stuff. Shots from this plasma pistol never cause plasma explosion, but plasma overcharge attacks cost 1 extra. Plasma overheating stacks divided by 2. AP more. So that could be really, really good on Pascal. There's marksman bracers, plus 10 ballistic skill, and plus 25% critical damage. So right now I have a plus 5% damage and 5% critical hit chance to single shots and deadeye shots. I think I'm taking that. And then some grenades, which I never use. Wait. It said I couldn't use the gloves. There we go. I'm going to put the sniper gloves on Pascal. And then we got this pistol. So realistically, he's doing 4 less damage with 15% less armor penetration. However, he has a lot more range. And he can do that overcharge for a lot less risk. I think that's worth it. I'm really hoping these traumas don't come to bite me in the butt. The crippled leg isn't the worst thing on RG, but the broken ribs, that actually could be bad. You can still use the bolter, right? So she has plus 35. Oh, I don't think she can use that. It's 25 strength, I think, so she only has 50 strength for the bolter.
I'm restless.
So I think technically she can use it because it's equipped and it's because of a trauma that she has it unequipped, like the thing right now, but... So we gotta go this way now, I think. Well, I was right here. So we can get down via this. So athletics 100.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
We can go and reset the traumas. I'm gonna do that.
Let's seize the opportunity.
Because holy hell, 3 traumas on people. This might make me lose the helpers that we had, but that's probably worth it. Oh no, they're still with me. Cool. Come on, guys. So even though he marked where some stuff was for me, oh, I have an athletics. Get back up now. Cool. It's not marked on my map at all. That's just whatever this was. It was just cargo.
This ocular implant was a worthwhile investment.
Oh. There's another 16 laws, the warnings. I think I need a key for that, though. Based on the other one. And, oh. What in the unholy hell is that thing? Is that their machine they made for me? Or for them? Fabricator Sensus Delphum, a massive Magos clad in a ritual garb, lets out a binaric trill and turns to you from beneath the dark hood of his mantle. 2 dimly lit implants gaze out at you. You hear another binaric tirade, this time clearly addressed at you. What's the matter, little tin comrade? Implants on the blink. Forget how to properly speak? You dare address me in the vile tongue of savages? Me, the steward of Kiava Gamma, lord of the machine wheel? Kneel, pathetic spawn, if you seek swift disposal. You realize I'm your lord, right? I'm the rogue trader. I'm the one who rules over you. So, yeah, Kiava Gamma belongs to me. With whose scion you have the honor of speaking. You are one of the troglodytes who once had the gall to oppress my comrades and resist my will? A messenger from the barbarian who drank the sacred unguents bestowed upon her through others' toil? Very well. Then your appeal is the perfect opportunity to teach your ilk a lesson. My name is Cubus Delphum. I once held the title of fabricator censor of Kiava Gamma's manufacturing, but I rejected it, along with the other fetters that hindered progress. Once my faith was flawed, and led naive fools from the cult Mechanicus into the darkness of ignorance. Now I am this world's master, and I serve the true gods. You tread upon their territory, and you do not number among their legion's servants. Therefore, you must be subjected to immediate disposal. As senior functioning member of the priesthood of Mars, I, Magos Explorator Pascal Hanuman, declare this temple to the machine god compromised and forthwith forbid all service within it. I dethrone the fabricator censor, the ignorant heretic who has betrayed the Messiah, and condemn as anathema all and any standard procedures implemented by him. Let the cycle of this blasphemous operations he has put into motion be discontinued. Pascal switches to binaric, and you hear dissonance burgeoning in the depths of the forged cathedrals. Some of the giant mechanisms heed his order and still go, while others, obeying the fabricator sensors, will continue their work. Crashes, explosions, and clanging of crumpling metal signify some dissonance in the machines that has interrupted the manufacturer's production cycle. Hanuman, liar, you are not him. Danamas Hanuman obeys me. His mind is open to the voices of the void, and the scrap code he created protects my world. And I'll not have you, rusted refuse from the misfits caste of explorators, call me ignorant. This statement is false. Your regalia have been revoked. You have been deemed defective and will be eliminated. Pascal turns to you and says dryly, initiating heretic search, designated Dementes, I'm not sure how to say that one, Hanuman, I wish to execute the retribution procedure. Oh boy. So you've traded one master for another? I would have thought the fabricator sensor to be smarter than that. His box lets out a piercing, barely audible sound that makes you your insides shudder. I will rip out your spinal column and braid it around my staff, you arrogant creature. Now that's an insult. I like that insult. I might start using that insult. So, this is my world, and it will only serve me. Let's see where this goes. Even a cursory analysis of data shows that the probability of this outcome is negligible. You, like your predecessor, are but an artifact of certain calculations, one that requires minimal resources to revise. You may be driven by your will to fight, but note this: Kiava Gamma has already been converted, its lines have been restructured, and its servants have already tasted the fruits of progress. In the crucibles of this manufacture, torrid liquid metals will be used to forge vessels of sacred spirits. The adepts are already tirelessly delving deeper into new mysteries that were once barred by false tenets. You, servants of the fate gods, are too late. The entire might of this world will soon rise up against the anathema and his slaves. So many open admissions of heresy in so few sentences. Sister, how many death sentences would you say his words warrant? I cannot answer that, Master von Calyx. It is not my duty to measure the guilt of heretics. When the Adepta Sororitas appear before enemies of the Imperium, it's time to fire, not count. And now is one of those times. So, do you know why I like to range tin cans like you? When you killed, you leave behind plenty of spare parts. I think I'll make a portable recaf machine out of this one. The big one, maybe a third arm for myself. Comrades, heard the manufacture of any random variables, I must prepare for the culmination of our great work. Oh, this is going to be fun. I really want to see what that big thing is. Got the outsiders, let their blood mix with oil. That big thing looks so fun. Truth, conceal our path from the impious. Okay. So I'm gonna have to get through that all eventually. So let's just get to the loot right here first.
Uncover my path.
Oh. I was gonna say there's a bunch of enemies right there, but... Alright. So this seems like a very good part to pick up from next time. Like, all of Kiava Gamma is basically gone, and we just have to basically rip them apart. I'm not sure there's any saving Kiava Gamma, but it'd be nice to get the manufacturing world back. I'm not sure that's going to be a thing, though. So that's where we'll pick up from next time, seeing just what we can get back out of this world, taking it back, all that jazz, and seeing how Janus was like a 2-episode thing. I'm assuming Kiava Gamma's only going to be like a 2 or 3 episode one, but we'll see just how long it takes, because it might just be a lot of battling. But we'll take it from there and see what we can do and have some fun with this. So that'll be it for this time. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz, and otherwise, as always, wish you all well. I will see you next time. Please have a good one.